I'll go first. I am Lucy. I live in London. I'm from London. I have a background in media and advertising and a healthy interest in graphic design and crafts and all things like that. Have done since I was a little girl. So this has been a really lovely way out that side of me. And Sarah and I actually met working in our working professional lives. So I'll hand over to Sarah so she can tell you a bit more about that.
Hiya, so Sarah here. I have been working in marketing and communications for the past probably close to 15 years. Again, like Lucy, a healthy interest in crafts and design and interiors and making things. And so this has been a good opportunity to explore both the creative side of things and the marketing side of things and building our own brand. And it's quite a different thing. I recommend all people in all business situations to have their own brand, because it's quite a different situation starting your own thing than spending all the time that I have and we have advising on other brands. But that's not why we're here. So we met at Mindshare, which is a media agency, and we were asked on sort of working things, and Lucy and I were paired together, and we quickly found out that we have a lot of things in common, and that we shared a passion for crafts and making. We also do this funny thing with our sneakers, but we can leave that out.
Anyway, a bit of the background as to why, what our story is, as to why we've launched this company. For kind of starting this company is largely driven by an experience I went through. I have a partner who has issues with alcohol, and I think it's fair to say as a couple, we hit rock bottom about a year or so ago, and it's tough. It's always tough. You know, I could see him having a tough time, me as the supporter trying to kind of hold everything together, equally having a tough time. But we can work through it, and we've come out the other side much, much stronger. And I have to say, one of the largest things that helped him in his kind of recovery was this group, Club Soda. He tried AA, didn't get on with it at all. And so was trying to look for an alternative support group that would help him, kind of remind him and kind of give him accountability. And Club Soda was the way in which he did that. And so we both have a lot to thank to this group, basically. But anyway, we went on that journey together. So me as a supporter, him as the person with the issue, and he got to 100 days alcohol free, and as a supporter, I really wanted to kind of show him how much I loved and appreciated the effort he had put into that journey. And so I wanted to do something to celebrate it, to mark it, and I went online to try and find a card, you know, just a small token, just a card. And I couldn't find anything that was particularly appealing or spoke to him as a person. It was all very religious. It was all very, what should we say, just very basic. Kind of, there was lots of sober verses or the Serenity Prayer, neither of which I thought was really spoke to him. So I then went to the high street and no, couldn't find anything that in any way related to the sober journey, unsurprisingly. But I did obviously spot a huge amount of cards that were massively inappropriate for somebody on his journey, which got me thinking. I was kind of like, you know, this just doesn't seem right, that I can get cards that are really pro drinking, which is, as we all know, deep down in our hearts, is not it's not great. But the minute I'm trying to find a card that is a really positive story and something that needs support, encouragement, and celebration, there's absolutely nothing there on the high street. And it wasn't just cars; it was, you know, gifts, games, prints that you can put up in your house,
Candles,
tote bags, candles,
lip gloss.
kind of everything. I just all of a sudden I saw the world through his sober lens, and it suddenly hit me that it was just massively inappropriate, and really there needs to be something there for the people that were, you know, trying to live a sober life, whether that's through, you know, a real need to do it or just a kind of lifestyle choice. There was just nothing for these, speaking to these people. So I but again, I just kind of, I did it in a hurry because it was kind of up to the thing, and I didn't really, it wasn't really, what should we say?
High
I wasn't
quality.
100% happy with it. I wasn't 100% happy with it, but I, you know, it was the best I could do given the tools I had. So I then took him out to dinner, and we had a lovely, lovely time celebrating this milestone. And it really, we just had a conversation about it there and then. And I said, this is just nuts. Why isn't there something in the kind of the community, or just in kind of the, yeah, just kind of just on the high street that just actually acknowledges this and celebrates it? So I then kind of met up with Sarah, and we had a chat about that, and we both totally agreed that this was just a massive hole in the market and really needed somebody to step up and do something about it. So having the healthy interest in crafts and baking and design, we thought, do you know what, sorry, let's do it ourselves. Let's do it. It's there. It's you know, it's a need that needs to be filled. So that's what we decided to do. And kind of going back a little bit to kind of our personal experience, I think the thing we really want our cards to do is to kind of really speak to the person that is being sent the card. So there being a real insight into the message. You know, my partner, and I, you know, we found it really tricky telling people that he'd stopped drinking. You know, you can't go to a party without being kind of a little bit kind of preparing yourself for the conversation where you kind of say to people, no, I'm not drinking anymore. And you have to have all those kind of pre-prepped kind of reasons. And it takes a while to build up the confidence to kind of just say, no, I'm not drinking, and that's it. I don't really want to talk about it anymore. So we really, Sarah and I kind of really worked on taking all of those insights, spoke to lots of people, and tried to kind of really unearth all the kind of little gems of what you people really want from a card when they've given up drinking. So that's kind of the story, I guess, a little bit. From my perspective anyway. Sarah's got her side of the story as well. So do you want to talk about your side, Sarah?
So yeah, thanks, Lucy. I have two people that are really close to me that have had their own struggle and journey, and they are very much, well, one more so than the other, are sort of into AA and like the anonymity of that for their own reasons, and the other one doesn't. But through my journey, I've sort of struggled with how to support them in the best way. And so I've gone to like an AA support, like a coin session, spent time in some not so great situations, just supporting someone. And I think, and also a loved one's person in their life struggled for many, many years. And there was just no way to like have something, say the words that are really difficult to say, and just to say, I'm here for you. I love you. You know, I don't know what you're going through because this isn't my struggle, but as a person who's along with you on the journey, you sort of feel that struggle and you want to say, I love you and support you. And there's no really easy way to do it. And again, like Lucy with the card experience, you go in to try to find a card for someone, and it's just, and even now for those same people that are very, very, very close to me, we just launched a bloke birthday card, and I think it really speaks to, it's like a card that doesn't ask you to get pissed, play football, or take up golf. And so like, yeah, all the cards for men seem to be boozy, golfy, or boozy, or football. So we sort of came to it from different sort of people in our lives, but at the same time loving cards, loving crafts, loving things to give to people to celebrate and engage with them, and just nothing working in this space. So that's how we got started. So our number one card, or the card that set us on our journey, is the oh sorry, it has a glare. We are in good company card. Lucy, do you want to speak a bit to this one? Because this was our first goer.
I've got it too, but it's unfortunately the camera's making all the text go the wrong way around, so I'll read it out. It says, "You're in good company. Brad Pitt, Bradley Cooper, and Tom Hardy are all sober and still sexy as hell." Because it is true, once you kind of scratch the surface to see who lives a sober life, you're kind of like, oh wow, they're sober and they kind of live this super glamorous life, and it's kind of really great and fun. And a lot of these guys put their sobriety down to their success and just living the life that they've always aspired to live. So that was kind of and so we kind of thought, actually that's exactly how we want people to feel. It's kind of like, actually, the sober community, the sober life is a good life, and we're all in it together. So it kind of speaks to us on lots of different levels. And I think it's interesting how these guys, and a lot of celebrities obviously have a bit of a hell-raising past, but a lot of them all talk very openly about how it's their sobriety that has been the thing that is not only the hardest, but is the thing that has been their greatest achievement of their life. So that's just an aside. I think the thing that don't know if you can see that. So this is the back of our cards. I'll read this out to you. This is our mission statement. Is kind of our kind of reason for being, if you like. So I'll read it out. We are on a mission to make friends with sober. We imagine a world where being sober is not questioned or anonymous, but out in the open for the undeniably positive choice it is. Let's support and encourage those that have chosen to give up drinking. Remember, giving up alcohol doesn't mean losing your sense of humor. Let's celebrate all the good stuff being sober brings to our lives. And let's respect each other's choices. If you want to drink, go ahead, fill your boots. Just make space for the people who don't. Make space for sober. And I think that's a really important point. We're not prohibitionists. We're not saying alcohol is bad. You've got to take it out of society, remove all those alcohol fueled cards. It's just kind of like, actually just kind of just level the playing field. Let's just make a space for the people that are having a bit of a struggle, and just have cards that speak directly to them, and just kind of recognize them, just kind of make them feel noticed, make them feel just kind of, we had that as a kind of comment on one of our cards, didn't we? There was somebody that just kind of said, I feel recognized, I feel like you get me. It's not a generic kind of catch-all card that's just kind of could be for any occasion. This is really talks to me about my specific need. And people really appreciate that.
Yeah, and that being seen is really a key piece that we're trying to help people feel seen, because if nothing else, that's like sort of the greatest gift we can give each other, is being present with one another and being seen and seeing one another. So we love that bit of feedback, and hope to have that for other people and other experiences. Just a bit on the name, because people always ask, where's the name come from? A lot of people that we spoke to along the way when we were starting were really concerned about sober being boring, and I don't want to come out as sober, I don't want to go out drinking, or I don't want to be out with people because I think I'm going to be like not the life of the party. And really the whole idea is like, you can be the life of the party or not. It's really up to you. And so we just wanted to say that you're in good company. There are a lot of people on this journey. So you're in good company with other people. There are these celebs and people that are also trying to walk this path. And then you still are good company for all those people in this community. Don't ever let anyone think or make you feel that being sober is not good company, because you're great. We have a question here. Thank you, Jillian, for being here with us. She's acknowledged that she doesn't buy these cards anymore, the drinky boozy cards, and she asked about the celebs giving their permission, which we'd love to say yes, but at the minute, no. We're new. We just started Obviously, if anyone wants to take their namesake off our cards, we'll oblige. But where we got the names from, just a shout out to one of our sort of friends in the space, besides obviously Club Soda, who has been amazing to us. And thank you, Yossi and Laura. But one of the people we've been in touch with is Catherine Grace, sorry. And Catherine Grace has a lot of sober celebrities in her book. So, and on her website. So I think we've gotten the information from a place where it's been a well-trodden place. So I feel okay. We feel okay about that, to answer that question. So as Lucy said, the main point of us being on this journey is to help the supporters, support the people in this community, to support, celebrate, and encourage, celebrate, support the people in their lives that are trying sober life. That's why we're doing this. And one of the pieces that have come out recently, another friend in the community is a woman called Erin Shawstreet out of the States, and she's doing a piece called Tell Better Stories. And she posted a piece last week from an author whose name is escaping me, but basically it's like Demi Lovato had this problem. There are more people than celebrities having these problems, and now everyone's rooting for her and giving her, I think the line in the article was something about giving her a big internet hug. And so we really feel that that's a huge piece of this journey, and not being alone and not struggling on your own, because that fear of having people walk with you and being able to share the journey and share the story is really tricky. And so we just want the supporters to have a way to support. So when you can't find the words, we hope our cards can help you and help the people around you find the words. So that's us in a bit of a nutshell. We have into the next sort of stage. Is there any questions from our 7 viewers, from our viewers that are there right now? Jillian, anything else? Louise, Laura? If not, we'll keep going, but just wanted to give everyone the time and the space. Nope. Okay, cool. So journey from a business perspective, I think it's a bit of a funny one, starting out a new business in a space that's not necessarily, well, Lucy's experience is different, but I personally wasn't in this community. Lucy had an amazing welcoming and being part of the Club Soda community. I don't know if you want to speak to that a bit, Lucy, but that definitely was a rich space for us to get started. And so we've met a lot of people along the way, but really amazing from a business perspective and from a journey perspective. It feels like the sober community is just so open and wanting to support each other. It's the support that everyone needs. They're giving it to one another. And so if you want to speak to that bit of Club Soda experience, that would be good.
Yeah, so like I say, I think we, you know, as a couple, we found Club Soda really supportive. It really helped us in our journey together, and it's also a really lovely space, just seeing everybody supporting each other. Like Sarah says, it's such a supportive community, and when we launched on Instagram, you know, we weren't sure how it was going to go. We hadn't got any kind of launching ourselves at all. We just kind of went on Instagram and kind of by just putting some posts up of the cards and people sharing us and liking us, we just kind of, it just, you know, people who are kind of not necessarily doing similar stuff to us, but just kind of, you know, in the same space. It's just so supportive. You know, people were kind of forwarding us, reposting us, giving us shout outs, doing newsletters and stuff like that. It was just, we were welcomed with really warm and arms into the community. And yeah, we've kind of, I think we started in May. Did we kind of go, we had the first batch of like proper kind of, I mean, in a ghetto printer in London, we had our first batch of what we now look back on, and I'm slightly embarrassed about cards, That was back in May. That was the middle of May. So in 3, 4 months, we have kind of been absolutely amazed and every day amazed at how welcoming this community has been in order to grow us as very, what we call in the business, we call it organic growth, where you kind of just grow by people being nice, basically. So that's
what is the name of our website, Lucy? Sorry. Eek. What is the name of our website? Jillian wants to know.
Oh, good question. It is www.weareingood.co. We've played around there with the web domain. So it's www.weareingood.co. And then our Instagram handle is weareingoodco, and our Facebook, if you just search for We Are in Good Company on Facebook, we will come up. We are a little pink logo with our words across. So you should be able to find us quite easily.